All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahawashi, double honor to the apostles of Israel, and peace and love to all the brethren, preaching the truth and all truth sincerity. All right, basically, I want to get into a quick topic of basically how people have this notion, people, period, but people of our nation, which is the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and people of that descent, how most of our people think that they are saved. All right, they think that that the Lord, or who the world innocently called Jesus Christ, they believe that story of the crucifixion, that their sins are automatically covered, and that's not really the case. All right, and then you have these heathens and these devils. They think they also saved through the world of through the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, who the world innocently called Jesus Christ, which is your name is Yahawashi in the Hebrew, and basically how they think that they're going to be able to just finagle their ways into the deliverance of when Yahweh sends his son back, Yahawashi. And they think that everything's going to be good and that they can forget all the wickedness that they and their forefathers did, whether it be of Israel or of these other nations, and these mainly these devils, all right? Because you don't really hear heathens talk about being saved and being delivered under all that, you know what I'm saying? But I want to get into this one scripture, and it's going to be the book of Psalm, chapter 32, verse 1, all right? And it says, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, all right? And which transgression? Transgression is basically law, like, sinning. And it said, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. And that goes hand in hand, all right? Because sin is transgression of the law. And what's the law? The law, statutes, and commandments that was given to Moses to give to the whole house of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and people of that descent, all right? Because that's going to show that, because him saying that is basically saying that, all right, so there's some people whose sin is not covered, all right? And then the people are Israelites. That's henceforth you have the 2/3. You have 2/3 that's going to die over here in America or wherever they at in the four corners of the earth. But mainly here in America, the daughter of Babylon, all right? So, it's quite evident that everyone can be saved according to the scriptures, all right? I just bring out the scripture right there, all right? And it's sad to say because, people have loved ones, all right? And, you want to see people get saved. You want to see your friends get saved. Well, look, man. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. Colossians, I believe, 3:25. All right. Everyone's not going to be delivered on this go around. All right. That's how the Lord scripted it to be. Don't get mad at the people that saying that everyone's not going to be delivered. If you got a problem, either you're not part of the elect, or you part of the elect and you're not woken up yet, and you have to keep getting fed understanding. You got to keep getting milk, and then you can start getting meat, and then you have understanding to understand why everybody can't be delivered. All right. Because he just said, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. What? So that means there's Israelites out here whose transgression is not forgiven, and there's Israelites out here whose sin is not covered by the blood of Yahawashi, who the world innocently called Jesus Christ. It's simple. It's just simple, all right? With that, a little quick jab. I want to put out there because it's been heavy on my mind because I've been hearing people say that a lot. Well, God knows my heart. People say, and Jesus died for my sins, and John 3:16, blah, 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 blah. But this scripture right here just said everyone's sin is not, it said, blessed, I'll read it again, Psalm 32:1. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. All right? So basically, if your sin is not covered by the blood of Yahawashi, you will not be delivered when America is destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise to Yahawashi, double honor to the apostles of Israel. Peace and love to all the brethren, preaching the truth and all truth sincerity, all right? Shalom to all the elect, hopeful elect. We almost out of here. Love.